10, 9. Oh, there we go. We have Twee out on the floor already. And you're on, you're on. So that's a 5-minute timer for Twee. He's having a good scrutinize of that red block. A bit of a brain scratcher, making sure he's got his beater down, checking out where the zone is. All right, come on, ladies and gents and everybody else. Let's hear a little bit of it. Looking strong, starting through, cruising that bottom section. Nicely done. And he looks at the upper. Still looking strong, but potentially flagging a little. Can he get hold of it? Come on, ladies and guys and everybody else. Let's give him a bit of noise. Oh, good effort, Twee.
How much information you say over the microphone about, oh, don't reach up for this or this? Okay.
Yeah, no stress. Makes it trickier. All right, 3 minutes 35 on the clock remaining. Plenty of time. Having a break, letting those forearms get a little bit of juice back in them. All right, guys. So we're here at Flow Bouldering on the Sunshine Coast, of course, one of the newest bouldering gyms in the region. And it is, I might say myself, kicking butt at what it's supposed to do. Very good center. They've got a funky kilter board back there in the isolation chamber for everybody to stay warm on. And obviously, when we're not in comps, that's a great little training utility. Here's Twee jumping back on for his next run. Looking very solid through that lower section. Coming back to acquire that zone again. Oh, powerful movement. What an effort, Sterling. And he moves through, comes straight up to gain the top. Woo! Give it up, everybody. Excellent work, Twee. Nicely done. Do we just wait on the clock to tick down, or can I stop it? And just got to wait. All right, and there's always that nice null space that we hang around and wait for the clock to tick down, making sure that all those competitors get that fair amount of time to plug away at their problems when needed. Twee's just giving his shoulder a bit of a rub there. How you feeling, Twee? Got up there well? Went up quite well. Searching for that physio cream from our sponsors that all the competitors were given at the beginning. Give himself a bit of a rub down and make sure that heals up well. Need like a game to play in between. Like a big spin the bottle thing. So with 50 seconds on the clock. Has anyone in the crowd just recently sent a problem that they've been working on for a long time nearby? No one. No one sent any problems recently. I don't believe it. All right. I think everyone's just shy. There are prizes involved. Does that help? No. Okay. How about a route? How about a sport route? Does that make a difference? Is it the live feed or the other one? This one. Okay. Out already? Oh, we're expecting Oliver Reeves on the mat here.
No, I'll try and keep an eye on it as much as I can. But yeah, there's not much I can do about it.
Yeah. All right, guys and girls and everyone.
Okay, everyone.
Give Oliver a bit of encouragement. Let's see him crush into this Masters.
Oliver, one of my favorite.
All right, good start, straight on. Looking strong through that bottom section. Oh, Oliver having a little trouble eyeing up that zone hold, but he's acquired it, no problems. Oh, and just fumbles that next hold. Looking strong so far, Oliver. They've, of course, got some of these lovely dual text holds up here as well, so it's not all as straightforward as being able to grab extra friction with your palm. Nicely done. Less time wasted in the lower section there. Just fumbling that foot slightly, but moving nicely up into the same position before falling. You can positively see the cogs turning in Oliver's head as he figures out the rest of this beta. Back on, let's give him a bit of support, guys and girls. There's a wildfire buff for the loudest cheer. Yeah. Oh, looking strong till that pop. Freebies for cheering. Time is at 2 minutes 10 remaining. The wise competitor having a break, letting those arms and shoulders recover a little bit. This is for sure a bit of a strenuous block. Obviously, I'd love to talk you through the intricacies of this problem, just as a useful addition to your brain, but I can't give too much away for anyone sat behind that wall in isolation, so we've got to keep the commentary a little bit more vague. All right, Oliver stepping back up to the block again for another go. Strong start as always. Fantastic work, acquires the zone. Struggling here a little. Oh, and the fingertips just don't hold. Still a minute on the clock, Oliver. The delicate art that is bouldering. Do you just keep trying, or do you let yourself recover? The trade-off between more burns and more energy. Steps back up. 30 seconds remaining. Unlucky Ollie. And he taps out there. Solid attempt though. And that's 2-1. And we're expecting the next competitor out immediately. That should be Scott Duncan wandering over. There he is, ladies and gents. All right, Scott, come on, onto the mat. We've got 4 minutes 45 on the timer still. Make sure you get a good read of that.
What's happening here?
Obviously, the competitors have their own style, can rush straight into it, sit back and figure things out. Absolutely up to them when they jump on. We also have Kate Vincent over on the females block on the other side over here, making steady progress through. She's looking solid up on that right toe and a bit more of a balancy problem. Zone acquired for Kate. And Scott with some difficulty holding the zone. Not sure whether that'll be awarded by the judges or not. Kate definitely has control on that zone hold there and is moving well through this delicate balance.
Yeah, I agree with you on this one.
Seeming to be a bit of a crowd favorite there. A lot of support from the guys. This is excellent work. Scott's still wondering how to stick that move. Looks like he might have solved something in his head by now, though. Kate moving up towards that top, reaching across. Oh, she almost peels away, manages to gain control. And that's the top for Kate, and fantastic. Scott moves back onto his route. Acquires that right hand. Moves into the zone, more control. Looking strong. Excellent work pushing past the zone. He sticks it. Can he reach for the top? Oh, just popping off on the penultimate hold. Very good job, Scott. Nicely done. Scott still has 2 minutes 45 on the clock. Kate obviously having ticked her problem in fantastic time there, saving herself energy, burns, and most importantly, skin. And I'm loving this mellow jazz backing track we've got going on. This makes for a smooth competition.
Yeah, I'd like to thank the musician. It's all local band, Sunny Coast crew, Amalga crew. Yeah, good vibe.
We also have Twee gaining the Masters second block over here, which is looking very thin on the fingers. He's had one quick step off the floor on his first attempt there, and it's looking at going for a second. One minute 40 on the clock remaining. Scott steps up, engages that first position, and moves out. Twee with a valiant move over for the zone there, just scuffing his feet and almost going flying off the mats. Excellent acquisition of the zone by Scott, still moving with power through this. There's that really tricky move. Come on, Scott, keep that power. You got this. Looking again, confuddled by that hold. Twee, meanwhile, balancing his way out of the start position on that thin green over on the left-hand side, right-hand side, depending on your perspective. Looking more in control here. 40 seconds remaining on the clock. Remember, now that we're into finals, if competitors are on the wall when the time runs out, as by IFFC World rules, you are expired on your turn, regardless of being off the floor. Scott again with that powerful move, pushing up into it. Oh, and misses the hold. He's looking a little burnt with a blowout of the cheeks there. You've got 10 seconds for a rest if you want another burn on it. And he's out. But again, as I said, 4, 3, and Twee is off. And that's on the buzzer. Ladies and gents, the next two coming out are Rob Saunders and Janelle Briggs entering. And we should also have Oliver Reeves moving on to that green block on the end that Twee was just having a go on. Janelle eyed up the pink pretty rapidly. She's moved over and engaged into the problem there. Off the floor, first attempt underway. Moves comfortably and confidently into those first pockets, testing them both out to see which is more comfortable. And we also have Rob cruising into this bottom section here. Going with a different hand for this hold. He may have done himself a mischief with that, switches it up. Toe on, gains the hold. Gains the zone, sorry. Nicely in control there on the holds of the zone. Janelle still working her way through this pink delicate problem. Of course, Oliver also moving through the green from the start hold here, balancing delicately. Rob putting in some solid power on this first problem. Looking at that hold where we've seen some problems before, trying to figure out the next step. He catches it with the tips of his pads, moves up. And can he acquire that top? There it is. That's a solid send. Give it up, everybody. Janelle moving up for that zone hold. Delicate and slow climbing over here, but nonetheless difficult and strenuous. Looking almost at full span in that position. This is really tough. Oliver gently moving across those really steep volumes with his feet, just trusting that footwork. Janelle pulling across, not staring at that top till the very last moment when it was needed. She's latched that thumb, moves across and takes the top. Fantastic effort from Janelle, and I believe that was a flash attempt. Really, really solid. Just waiting on Oliver on this last block here, watching him absolutely fantastically reaching over to the zone, but dropping at that point, struggling to find his way from the zone into the further holds, moving towards the top there. Oliver still has 2 minutes, 5 seconds on the clock. A little bit of time to rest if he chooses, or have another burn. Just a quick shout out to Scarpa to say thanks for supporting this as well. Again, like I said at the beginning, these things wouldn't go without our major sponsors, so thank you. And we know that Sticky Rubber's helping these competitors out. Oliver moves comfortably across those volumes again. Once again, pianoing those fingers along that zone hold. Trying to find that sweet spot that's going to let him get past. You can hear the crowd hold their breath. Oh, there it is. That's why. One minute remaining on the clock for this attempt. The next competitors coming out will be Matt Fingleton and Nova Lahoy in about 30 seconds or so. A little bit over that. Oliver on again. Once again, teetering across to that. So delicate. But looks to me to be more comfortable with every try. There's that foot match. He's moved well, looking solid. Can he make it stick this time? Oh, and the pop with a lunge nearly catches that block in desperation, but it doesn't work. 1 second down, that's time. And our next competitors are out on the mats. So, Mr. Matt Fingleton here, eyeing up this red block with attention and confidence in his eyes. And Nova eyeing up this pink block, looking confident here, steps straight on. Moving well, moving confidently. Finds those pockets, pops a foot up into that original starting hold. Kate Vincent also moving here into this yellow block, female masters number 2. We see Matt finding some excellent heel beater there, but doesn't quite work for him, drops off. Nova looking confident, holding the zone hold, but not quite figuring the perfect position for her hands, although it looks like she's got it now. Kate unfortunately dropping there after the zone. Scott moving quite comfortably into the zone hold on this green and reaching, using that extra height. He's acquired a hold, but can he stick that move after? Matt pushing up. Oh, and there's a top for Nova. Fantastically done. Matt catches the move. Powerful climbing there. Moves to the top, holds it comfortably. And one hand on the top. There's the controlled match. Beautiful finish. Scott unfortunately dropping that right hand. Masters 2. Kate moving up in towards that zone. Oh, and just popping off.
So you can't say that they've topped it. You can't tell the people out there that they've topped it.
That's true. Sorry. Kate swings out, grabs that next zone. Little power screen there. Scott also delicately moving across. And we have Twee moving up this powerful block on the back end as well. Just taking a top there. Fantastic. Sorry. That just keeps popping out. Scott looking strong here, balancing his way up. Oh, just a little finger popping there. Well, 1 minute 30 left on these attempts. Kate back on there. Moving smoothly through the bottom section of this climb. Kate on again, 50 seconds on the clock. Scott also cruising through. Both competitors looking for this top if they can go for it. Oh, and Kate pops. What can Scott give us for his final burn here? He may have time for another, but only 20 seconds on the clock says probably not. What a devilish end. And that's time on this round. So we're introducing next up Emily Ames and Matt Raimondo to join, with the other competitors cycling through to the other problems. Competitors eyeing their new routes, trying to figure that beater out before they jump on, making sure they give themselves every opportunity once they leave the floor to try and get that flash attempt in the bag.
1 minute and like 5 seconds? Or just 1 minute? Yeah. Is that all right? Cheers, dude. Sorry.
That's all right. Competitors working their way through these routes, some of them moving forward and moving back even just to figure things out and make sure where they're going. Emily making strong progress through that route there. Janelle confidently through the bottom of this yellow problem. Matt working well into the base of this red, trying to find a toe hook there, moving into that zone. Janelle moving past her zone on her problem. Emily also moving past her zone.
Romano as well.
Glass is going flying. Rob making the zone on his problem. With only a finger pad of hold there, teetering up into the second section of that route. Fantastic balance shown there by Rob with pure concentration on that face. Switching quickly to strain as he moves into the final section. Matt having another burn on his problem. Let's get behind them, crowd. Come on. Janelle moving well through this yellow block. Confidently from one hold to the next, finding the zone. Rob still hanging in there. Looking solid through this block. This really is a nasty piece of route setting here, with some excellent climbing. One minute 25 remaining. Got the brushes hard at work, making sure those holds are good in between. We've lost audio on the internal mic, but hopefully the live stream is still hearing me clear. Matt moving into the bottom of his problem again, and Janelle moving through that yellow with confidence. Got no audio on the internal mic. It's on, but it's not transmitting. This one. Internal mic's gone.
I live on the edge because I'm standing
No noise.
edge and I'm looking for the head.
What the hell?
You live, James?
Alright, there's no mic.
Next competitors.
There's no mic.
My mic works. Talking this one.
Can you hear everything there? That's working fine? Okay. Sorry about this on the live feed. We've got some technical difficulties with the internal mic. Just waiting on getting
Be able to work with just this one.
Yep. Okay. Just working on getting this audio fixed up for the mics here. Inside the center. And of course we have all of our Masters competitors out of isolation now, so we are slowly working through. We are looking at Kate Vincent on this blue block over here in bib number 83. We have Scott Duncan still working over on this prow that I haven't paid much attention to yet in number 7's bib. This is looking like a big move. Scott rounds up, takes the dyno, doesn't quite catch his holds, but looking confident in the display. And we have a top, but I can't tell you who for. Excellent work over there. Watching the second of the mats. Bib number 47, Mr. Fingleton, moving his way through this delicate green problem. And Twee popping off. Unfortunately, another attempt down there for Kate. Matt looking really strong through this latter section of this problem. But it is a delicate piece of climbing into the end here. And unfortunately drops it. Kate balancing on from the start position, moving her way delicately to the right, trying to acquire these multiple undercuts, which unfortunately have this dual texture on them, so even if you catch with that thumb, it's probably not going to do you a whole heap of good compared to a nice high friction surface that you would have on a less complex hold. Twee also moving across this purple, very delicate problem with lots of volumes on the face that are just going to throw that balance point off the center there. Causing a really tricky problem. Lots of delicate, balancy climbing going on in these finals here today. Much in contrast to what Scott Duncan is working over here. We've got 1 minute 40 remaining on the clock. Still having some mild audio difficulties inside the center. Sorry for all the guys nearby. Here's Scott looking strong on that small pinch. Moving through. Grabs that next large hold, but not enough movement. And this cheering is for Kate, acquiring that zone hold. Finally getting across there and cruising up this next section. Can she wrap it up? That is a solid ending.
Can I talk about tops at the moment because there's no feed going out?
No, because there's another coming out, remember? So the open Bs are about to come out, so...
Yeah, but they can't hear me. Yeah, but the internal mic's off.
Oh.
No?
No.
All right, we have 15 seconds left.
15 seconds.
Twee's getting on for a final attempt there. Remember, of course, in this new format that if they are still on the block when the time runs out, their attempt will not count. 2, 1, and Scott almost making that catch, but that's time. Next out, we now have the first of our Open B male and female competitors coming onto the pads. We have Reggie over here in number 67 eyeing up this red route. And we have Azure in 22 looking at that pink problem that we've seen done before. Still a whole bunch of tricky climbing to be had for all these competitors, and obviously so hard for us to see these things done, see them tried by such stellar climbers, have a really good idea of the beta and want to be screaming off our heads of what to do, but knowing that's just not cricket, so we're keeping it all quiet. Live feeders. Reggie moving into the zone with solid control there. And a top for someone that I can't mention. But that's excellent climbing going on there.
Come on, AJ. Come on, Janelle. Come on, Janelle.
That blue problem over there, giving some smiles to some people. And in between, this purple, giving a lot of frowns. Zura making her way delicately across this pink, moving up and coming within reach of the zone. Moving well through that problem now, looking likely. Reggie moving through this red, again with confidence, looking strong, moving well. Big slap up there. And acquires the other side. Strength and coordination, both present in this athlete. And look at that, look at that. Oliver Reeves moving across here, just popping off. This is looking to be a real tricky block, maybe one to split the pack. Two minutes remaining on that clock now. Looking solid there. Rob moving really well through his block now. And that's what we're looking for. Matt acquiring that single pad finger crimp on an excellent top. Again, the boulders falling all over here. That shout you might have heard came from Matt. Putting in maximum effort here. Matt really struggling with this section of this route, but looking comfortable sitting back down onto his heel, giving his arms a rest for a second. Some boulders seeming to fall to these athletes easily, others really not giving them anything. Oh, and there he is, pop down. Really strong effort. And that's 35 seconds remaining for this attempt. 35 seconds on the clock there. These athletes pulling on for probably their last attempt on these blocks.
Okay, everyone.
10 seconds.
Hope you guys can hear me.
3, 2, 1. Blocks up. Next block begins. Next athletes moving out onto the mats. We have Tyson Brown in 28 eyeing up this red where all the athletes have started so far on the male side. And yes. And number 55, Rose Mosley, moving comfortably off the start into the midsection of this route here. Tyson moving well there into that hard section of this red. Feet swinging. All the shoulders and power. A little grunt there from him. But moving really well. Oh my goodness, nearly popping off near there. Solid work from Tyson Brown. And Rose pulling across towards that tiny thumb catch. There it is, that's what we're liking. All right, these competitors making short work now. Nova acquiring the zone. Reggie moving on to the start holds here. And I think we have Matt Fingleton was on this blue over at the bottom here. But he seems to be resting on the pads now. Could it have gone? Could it have not? I'm sure the video showed you all. Reggie unfortunately popping off there.
They didn't maintain the breakthrough, so he went out in time straight on the back of the climb off.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, hard.
This 5-on, 5-off format here causing us a little bit of strife as we work through, but it's all going well. It is a particularly tricky format for the organizers because you have to be keeping your eyes on so many different climbers at so many different moments. We see Scott here once again balancing across a problem in the same place that he was balancing across a problem in the open qualifiers. Managing to find that zone position. Reggie also cruising past his zone. There it is, looking strong on top of that block, but not over. The last two climbers remaining on at the moment. Scott still trying to figure out how to move up. And Reggie knowing everything he has to do, but it's not being given away easily by this problem. Oh, and there it is. Oh, heartbreak for Scott there after acquiring that next hold, just not quite finding that toe where he wanted it to go. Small slip, and it was all over. We have 1 minute remaining, competitors. 1 minute left on the clock there. Of course, those climbers that manage to get their climb done within the 5 minutes that they have and not spending multiple attempts end up getting more time to rest and more time to recover those tired shoulders, arms, even the legs with so many of these slabby problems going on today. The route setters having done a sterling job of messing things around here and giving us a whole bag of different styles of movement. We have 15 seconds remaining on this attempt. Scott is going to need to move quickly to get this done.
10 seconds. Two, one, next round.
And the next competitors move on to the pads. Felipe moving up to this red block here, looking confident. And Janina also moving on to her block, eyeing up the beater before stepping on there. As you're looking strong through the bottom of this yellow boulder, moving well. Rob eyeing up this delicate purple problem. Oh, and we have some solid fast movement there by Emily Ames. Oh, and an unfortunate drop there for Philippe. Emily making quick work. Yeah, Nina moving well past her zone, comfortably on, but still looking delicate. Hoping to just find her way across to that next foothold, see if she can get where she wants to go. Unfortunately drops it there, misses her balance point. Rob tinkling his way across these tiny little stepping stones, trying desperately even to crimp behind the edges of the volume there, anything he can get hold of to find his way across. Over on the end of the prow here. Big overhanging blue block. Watching Matt Raimondo. Trying to see if he can put this together. Oh! Trying a desperate solution for this block here. But who knows? These setters, they've got devilish ways. Philippe moving well again off the starting holds, coming up into this overhanging section of this block. Right hand working hard on that crimp. Lunges for that zone hold, doesn't quite catch it.
One minute 50.
Plenty of time still on the clock for these burns. We have Azure battling through this overhanging yellow block. Moving up into the zone there. Felipe again catching the zone but popping off. And Janina again just falling right before the end there. Rob maybe acquiring the zone there. Not sure if that was in control. Maybe he already had it from a previous attempt, but he looked like he was looking quite strong until he fell there. Nice pair of Scarpa Furias I think he's got on there. Doing the business on those slopey holds. These soft bouldering comp shoes really doing an excellent work of just gripping nothing. And a fantastic attempt there from Matt Raimondo. Finally cracking some beta and making some progress.
15 seconds!
15 seconds remaining for these. Philippe looking to get that zone.
3, 2, competitors down!
Rob off the wall. Good job, everyone really giving it their all on these max burns, even climbing into that overtime, trying against hope of the clock to get some extra points out of it. The competition really is tight here today. We've got very little separating the top of the table on all of these divisions. So our new competitors up onto the mat now. We have Sam Pahua. I think I pronounced his surname correctly there, but forgive me if I didn't. And we also have Rose pushing into this yellow problem. But Michaela coming in as her first block on this pink.
Let's go.
Rose moving well here, high above the zone, snatching for that next hold and making the lunge. There it is. Also Michaela, very comfortable. Sam, one of our most humble athletes here today, working up into the harder section of this red block, but dropping. And we have Matt Fingleton moving across this purple, tentatively dabbing on that purple with his fingers, but not quite making it stick.
Okay, Graham, if you can listen to the headphone, you'll hear that.
Quick brush on that purple may make all the difference. Tyson stepping up off his start point. Looking quite comfortable so far despite his face being pressed against this slab. So is the art of climbing. Sam working hard through the bottom of that red problem again. Moving up onto that zone with confidence. Tyson also acquiring this zone. Fingertips around the edge of this piano key, single digit depth finger hold, and eyes up the large volumes beyond it. Moving well past and up onto those horrible green blocks with perhaps a 45-degree downhill slope that he just can't quite stick. Oh, and a powerful punch of the wall by Sam there, slightly misjudging his swing for that zone hold. Matt moves up onto the purple again to give it another try. Really getting this arm into a interesting kind of chicken wing position, obviously not crack climbing, but having that arm forced down beside him, trying to still use that small crimp and making it work as he balances his body off to the left there. A nice little foot swap, finds the hold for his following feet, trying desperately to get his fingers into that little crimp that's just facing the wrong way, but making it work. Hand slightly contorted off to the left, grabs hold of the volume, and moves confidently past that tricky section. Yet manages to get beaten by the barn door just directly after. Unfortunately, another little drop there off those green, horrible moves.
We've just dropped past 1 minute. 45 seconds remaining.
45 seconds in. To go, sorry. Tyson quickly brushing his brusher out of the way so he can get on with enough time for a last attempt. Sam unfortunately popping off under the crimps there. Absolutely solid effort so far. It's 15 seconds for another burn. Matt popping off, decides not to go again. Tyson making that block and again stumbling in that green top.
5 seconds.
Sam pushing through for his last burn. Unfortunately pops that.
Next round.
Competitors hustling up to the next problems.
Okay, my man here is pretty busy. We lost the mic for the PA, so it's a bit hard for him. He just talks to an image you don't see. So yeah, stay with us. We're trying to improve for tomorrow. So now what do we got left, mate, here?
So she's on there.
Danielle Pelletti on the orange. And then Kieran on the red. He's on right now. We'll film him.
Kieran moving well through this red block. Strong attempt there. Looking so comfortable. And when you see someone climb it like that, it makes you wonder why everybody else has been having such a hard time. But of course, it's not as easy as they make it look. Just having a quick look over here. Sorry for the breaking commentary. Did Daniela just... Excellent. Moving well. So, we have competitors everywhere doing everything, and all of them looking so set on their goals. With Matt Raimondo moving through this purple balancy volume problem over on the sort of ever so slightly slabby wall, but I think it's got a piece of it that's slightly overhanging. It's very deceptive to the eye. Makes for some really strenuous, awkward climbing on delicate holds. We have Azure moving across the blue, aiming to make that catch onto the zone. Philippe moving carefully and delicately across this green volume problem. Managing to find that zone hold with those fingertips. Delicately walking those feet up and hoping to move into the next section with some solid work. Over on the yellow block over here, we have Janina moving confidently through those larger holds, but dropping a foot, and the load just being too much on her hands there, managing to pop off. Moving back over to the crowd, all looking so handsome here. And obviously Azure still cracking away. And just off the side there, we're seeing Reggie, flying out from the side of the prow, having to go at this blue. Another hop, skip and a jump from Azure, but not quite making it work. Reggie popping up, both hands to the left. Not quite working for him. Again, coming a little short. Azure trying a new tactic with her hands down low, deciding it didn't work close, but still trying to do the same a little further out. Maybe not having the span for that. Felipe back at that zone, finds a slip with his foot and can't quite catch it. Janina again moved confidently through those yellows, this time the feet staying, manages to make the zone and eyes the hold beyond, slaps for it, doesn't quite make the catch. Matt Raimondo kissing the wall between those volumes there, just doing everything he can to keep that center of mass close into the wall and above those toes. Heels out and dropped solidly, making the most of that rubber on his shoes, but just not quite enough. Azure managing to catch hold of the zone there, but not with feet in comfortable positions, just slipping out short of the solid attempt. Same again, but not giving up easy.
3 seconds.
And that's time.
Time on the wall.
Our final competitors now coming out onto the mats. We have Cameron, Healy, Shiraz and Emily Schultz moving on to men's and females blocks 1 consecutively. Emily straight off the floor into those pink holds and moving comfortably straight away. Sam stepping up quickly onto this green but losing his toes. Cameron now eyeing up this red, seeing what he can do about beta reading before he gets himself onto the wall. Sam manages to acquire this delicate finger hold with his right hand, moving across these greens, managing to keep that rubber working under his feet. And here we have Cameron on the red block, moving well with a big span there. Cutting loose with the feet, trying to grab that crimp and unfortunately not having it work for him. Emily Schultz, meanwhile, on a second, possibly third attempt, not having quite made what she wanted to happen. This time round, looking confident up to that zone hold. Cameron again moving through those reds. Foot slipping on the wall there. Sam teetering through this delicate block, using a heel on the far side of the volume there. Managing to match that large, horrible hold with a green and getting his toe over, but struggling. You can see the effort in his arms. He is shaking, his face grimacing, and unfortunately slips. That foot just popping out from under him there. Cameron moving well, this time with a toe hook behind the start hold, working well for him until the toe hook comes out. We have Michaela here, moving through this yellow block really nicely. She's acquired that zone, left hand on the crimp, tries to match it, the feet pop. Unfortunately, that's another attempt claimed by the boulders. All the brushers doing sterling work in the background, in between attempts, just making sure that all that blood, sweat, tears and chalk doesn't build up too heavily on these holds. Sam back on block with 1 minute 45 seconds remaining. Moving across, acquiring that zone hold again, just fingertips keeping him on there, and rubber contact on a 60-degree angle on that volume. Michaela again moving well. Sam straight back on for another burn. Cameron engaging onto the red.
1 minute 15 remaining.
Cameron just trying still, moving around all these different possibilities, trying to see if he can figure out this beater while on the route. Cuts loose but holds it on the zone hold there. Right toe on, looks for the slap, holds it. Can he get the other? And he can, and he holds it. Moving up with those feet as well. Looking towards the top of the block. Can he move that? Solid catch. And pops within a move of the end. Michaela here, again moved past the zone, but just can't figure out this next part of the problem.
Yeah.
Sam off the green, rubbing his shoulder.
15 seconds.
If they want.
So, everyone, just so you know, there's only a few competitors left. I'll go back to the MC. I just like We got Graham there on the live stream running the desk for his first time. And we got Naylor as a video one camera. And me and Graham float around. Thanks for everyone for this event. This round still going. I'll go back to the MC. This is Antoine from Radis. And don't forget.
Out of time and it's burnt energy. So we have now had all of the people from the Open B male, female, Masters male and female out on the pads. We have no new competitors and we're just winding through the final competitors on their final blocks. So we do have a few more blocks to go, but these are all of our competitors now out on the pads as of the last block. We're seeing Daniela Paroletti moving well through this yellow. Oh, and a hard fall there for Daniela, missing that crimp. Reggie moving well through this purple problem, balancing toes together, trying to figure that little toe swap as he moves along. Oh. And a solid burn over there from Philippe. We have Janina eyeing up this little run on this blue problem, trying to get the momentum right, trying to figure out where those feet are going to land. How does it go best? One arm, two, step with the right or the left first. And that really nearly worked. Is that the beater for her? Janina again reaching for that high crimp and not quite making it catch. Kieran moving well across this green, acquires his zone, but now into that delicate work on those steep volumes with nothing but fingertips holding him on. And that well-finessed sense of gravitational balance. Another eye up for this blue. Taking the swing. Going one-armed, which is a little unconventional, but decides to go for two. Janina, one move under where she was last time, unfortunately popping off. Perhaps tired. Could a rest do her well? And on this pink problem on the prow here, we have Azure Stevenson making easy work of that. Reggie delicately balancing his way across this problem. Just trying to find those extra centimeters somewhere to get his body weight across. Not quite making it happen this time. Janina looking a little frustrated at this blue problem, but still umming and ahhing with her mouth, trying to figure things out.
Close for me? No, I'm good.
Tell us your favourite moment from today's event.
It's been a really good to stay out actually at flow climbing, and everyone's put on an excellent show. It was great to see Rob Saunders really pulling hard on some Ming and crimps, which was, big shout out to Rob. You're crushing it today, mate. Keep it up.
Well, thank you very much. I think that deserves a buff from Wildfire.
Yes, thanks.
Excellent work. Rob, obviously being a sterling competitor today for sure, shown us some really stellar movement and been putting in a really, really good show. I wouldn't be surprised to see him up on the podium today. Reggie again battling from the start across this delicate slab and just trying to find his way to get a solid acquisition of that zone. that right foot just not quite knowing where to go or what to do. He's almost mounting this volume just to find some extra friction from somewhere, and the inside of his thighs seem to have done it for him this time. Pushing up, but not quite having the power to get above those holds. And the next round on. Emily eyeing up the yellow block for the first time. Looking at Cameron working out the beater on this green problem. Thinks he's got it, and as we all have looked at it, and it seems so straightforward, but we know it looks horrible. It's just about how horrible it's going to feel under your feet and beneath those digits when you actually get on board. We have Rose over at the far end on the pink prow, making her way through that problem quite comfortably. Michaela here, eyeing up this blue hop and a skip. She grabs the zone, but feet go a little bit wide and doesn't quite stick it. We have Sam on the far end here, eyeing up this blue dyno problem. There's nothing but want in those eyes. My goodness, he nearly has it. Fingertips on both holds there. Just not quite getting in enough to the wall. Michaela moving well again across that double step, but still not quite finding the momentum. Sam catching his move, looking absolutely solid there. High right heel. Is it the good move? It looks to be. Moving well. And there we have that, looking like a banana for the finish with pure style. In shape, obviously, not lunacy. Michaela moving well across that blue, manages to stick that zone, finds the rhythm for it this time. Moving up the second half of the problem fairly confidently. But this very, very last move on this problem, proving to be a little tricky, just figuring the balance point out. She moves through nicely. Tyson Brown being queried about the mud on his shoes by the judge here, but seems like it's all fine. The judge here, being a strong boulderer in his own right, could do with a touch on the footwork though. Tyson catching into the bottom of this undercut purple. Moving across, trying to make the match. Left hand, floundering out, trying to guppy the volume, not quite finding anything there. Manages to get the right hand switch. Undercut on that purple. Reaching, using that span that he has to acquire the next purple hold, but finding it to be the wrong way up, popping a foot and coming off. Meanwhile, on the opposite side of the wall, we have Emily moving through this yellow. She's acquired that high crimp above the zone, manages to lunge for the volume next to it, but doesn't find what she needs. Pops out. The last two competitors on at the moment, I believe. Currently still climbing, we have Tyson and Emily. Oh, I beg your pardon. We also have Cameron having a burn still at this awkward green, managing to find his well past the zone again and still moving onto that green block. He's got a high right heel, hands low and feeling confident on that slopey, horrible volume, managing to get above it. Of course, these simple holds that we have here, fantastic. They're called simple by the brand, not because they're basic. Have this dual text on them, so part of the texture just being an absolutely slippery plastic with very, very little friction on it that you can use, and sometimes the route setters do in fact force you into a position where you have to stand upon this slippery surface or press down upon it, just making that climb that much harder, like some polished glass on the outside. If you've ever had the pleasure of climbing at Three Cliffs Bay on the Gower in south coast of Wales, you might know what I'm talking about. Fortunately, up here in Queensland, we've got a lot of really nice coarse rock, sandstone predominantly, and other volcanic conglomerates. Doesn't tend to acquire that same kind of glossy finish, but any of the locals climbing at KP would know what we're talking about. Anyway, here, moving over onto this volume, unfortunately not managing to get on top of it today. Sorry, not today, but this attempt. You may find that that thumb catch on top of the volume where you would usually press into that friction is done. Time is up, 10, and that is everybody done. Is it? Oh, I apologize. Sorry, we have one more round. Clock.
So there's one more round right now. We're not quite finished with this. What's okay, it's all going. We'll go back to the MC right now. Last round, last minute.
So at the moment we have Philippe moving on to this really balancy purple problem, and Daniela moving into this blue, which she's managed to just span across. Is she going to hold the balance on this? Those simple holds I was talking about, she's just managing to press through with that with her thumb and hold it despite the frictionless surface. She's obviously got a bit of friction for the fingers on the other side, but still, that's tough. And she's, slipped. Unfortunately, that heel hook that she had around the side there just not quite working for her as she wanted it to. Philippe still moving across this block. Again, just like so many of the competitors before him, eyeing up a way to try and reach towards that zone volume, figuring that toe swap out, little tiny delicate foot swap, but not quite making it work that go. And we have Daniela back onto that blue, unlike a lot of the other competitors, making easy work of that first phase, balancing across by simply getting a large right leg across and spanning it. And she's within range of that last hold, as we would have expected from the last attempt. Beautiful work by Daniela. Felipe taking a slightly different approach here, staying low and right with his body. This may put him in trouble for the moves later where he wants to get his body weight left towards that zone hold, but trying it anyway. He's ended up just coming back to the middle, more conformist with everybody else's approaches, but still back into this position, almost a shoulder press before reaching across towards that zone hold, but making a little more progress than last time, eyeing up that toe swap, and it just not quite going for him again. Over on the pink prow, we have, is that Emily over there? Sorry, over on the pink prow we have Yanina, still working that, not quite finding the moves she wants in the first two tries there. Down to these final two blocks, so we will see another 2 or 3 attempts on these blocks from the remaining competitors. Sam sitting here in isolation of the block behind him, having his rest time in preparation for that. How are you finding everything so far, Sam?
Oh, it's been tough, but enjoying it, having a lot of fun.
That's awesome. You were finding that that green block a little bit sticky and kind of tricky to get past.
Getting frustrated towards the end, but I knew if I got to a certain point, one squat and I was there.
Fantastic.
10 seconds left.
Excellent. Yeah. There you go. From Sam himself, sitting in anticipation of the next block behind him. Still optimistic. Felipe moving up to the purple, managing to just about get that toe on for a hand-foot match on that volume. Excellent work. Oh! And my goodness. Sam desperately trying not to turn around and look at the holds there. And we're seeing Yanina in some fantastic contortionism here, moving up there. What a final effort there for her.
45 seconds on the clock.
45 seconds remaining.
Felipe, our final climber on the wall at the moment. Pure focus, all eyes on him. Again, trying to find this delicate foot swap as he moves across. Manages it comfortably now with that previous few turns under his belt and that muscle memory embedded in his brain, seared in place, as I'm sure anyone on a competitive circuit would know how that feels. He's managing to crimp behind the edge of the volume there to get a little purchase as he moves that left foot up for the hand-foot match. Catches it. There he is, and listen to the crowd. That's how much it means here. Woo! Fantastic work. And that is just in time before the timer clocked down. He had 1 second left on the clock for that. That could not have been closer. Sam now stepping up to this purple problem. And we have... I think Emily moving over. Yep, Emily moving over on the blue balancy route over there. Managing to find a hop and a skip, but no catch. And we also have on the far end there.
Trying to avoid all of the cords and other people.
Sorry.
Another competitor. Yeah. Oh, we've got Cameron having a crack at this large blue dino. Sam's still on his first crack there on this purple. Moving slowly and carefully. Looking quite comfortable so far. Wow. Cameron not quite making that dino catch. Sitting back, dusting his hands up. Hopefully with some scent chalk. Looking at another run at this boulder. And we have a comfortable top. Oh. But I can't tell you who for. Needless to say, though, Michaela's just climbed very comfortably through the pink on the prow there. I think I've seen more rapid ascents on that problem than any of others from all of the competitors. Oh, and unfortunately, Emily just missing that final catch there, managing to get across that blue problem, find the end hold, but not quite slot it in. Of course, the 2021 Queensland Boulder State Finals here today, the Open B categories, so sort of the warm-up for tomorrow's final event. Sponsored, thanks to Pinnacle Sports and Scarpa, with some small sponsorship coming in also from various others. Wildfire, Scent. So Scent producing chalk and brushes. Wildfire being a store here in Brisbane, and their other sober beverages, the non-alcoholic beer brand in the UK. Fantastic climbing there from Emily. Cliff Bar also throwing as well, and some help from Physio Cream as well. A nice menthol natural product to help ease your aches and pains.
You know that nobody's counting. That was up there the whole time.
Sam moving through this purple one more time. Delicate movement. We're really seeing a lot of the competitors struggling with this particular move, just trying to come across to make that zone. They're really having an awkward time with the foot swap, getting the body weight across far enough because of that volume in the middle that the setters have put there that's just forcing their hips out and away from the wall, just preventing it from being a nice, easy rock over on the holds that are quite positive for the feet below when you are directly above them. Sam eyeing up that zone again, teetering, popping off. One minute left on the clock. 1 minute left for Sam here. All the other competitors done with their routes, either tapped out or finished. Sam almost making the toe swap there. Popping back, left foot slips. Back for another try. Just advising one of the brushers for a little bit of more targeted cleaning up for that footwork. Pulls on. First couple moves, nice and easy, just like every other try. Challenged by the foot swap, manages to make it work, but misses the zone. Pops off, and that's time. We have Daniela squaring up to the final female problem. The pink on the prow over there. Kieran stepping up to this purple with the intricate, delicate, balancy sequence here.
I just give a break to my man. He's been talking like forever, so I'll just MC this since he's not even on the PA. Yeah, so I don't know, focusing maybe. Go on the girl, camera one. Lost him. Camera one, go on the girl.
Okay. Camera one, get on the female.
Yeah, stick with the female. So sorry, I'm just doing the running the floor. Got the Naylor family always here to help. So obviously we got the youngest with the camera. That's that legend. If you remember him, he was the MC at Core. Amazing. He was one of the best MC I ever had. So innocent and, you know. Oh dear. Okay, so I think she's got it sus. It's going to be the same for the next band. Number 67 is doing good. So I'll just sit here and watch. Oh, the guy is on. Hang on. I'll just come in, sneak in on the floor. Okay, number 44 on the purple. This one's pretty old school. Makes me think of Donnelly's Castle. The feet are too good, actually. It's a bit of a... Whoa. Really hard not to bond door or peel off. Okay, the girl's back on. So, okay, she's looking strong. I think she started to be tired. It's one of the latest problem. Come on, everything you got. Yes. Nice little dead point to cross. Resetting on the jog. She's got to climb fast. She's losing energy quickly there. Strong on the pinch. Oh, looks terrible. Skipping everything. She's trying to skip those pinch. I think it's too much. The next pinch for the left, probably the only one she could gain, but she didn't touch it on this attempt. The one is brushing now. So go back on the guy. Back on the guy. It's only you. Number 44. Still going strong. So he's got the range. He's got a good span. Span could help, but I think it's more a jiggly foot. A little steppy step to kill that barn door or grab those volume really badly. The girl is on, so we're going to swap to her. He's off. Come on. She's determined. Hopefully she can do that first crux. Try the opening move. Yes. She obviously touched the pink tape already. Might go again, might not. Come on, thinks she's got to go again. She doesn't want to do it. It's too big. Good effort. I think she needs to rest. Maybe give it one last burn rested. Okay, the guy, I think it's the son for the guy. Number 44. Sorry, I don't have the bib list. And since I'm too old, I don't know anyone of those young guns anymore. I really like the little ponytail. Wearing black, like style. Oh, that's intense. That's the Rose move there. Full iron cross. I would probably catch a T-nut with the pinky on the right end. So we'll go back on. What's your name? Sorry? What's your name? Huh? I think it's Danielle. I got that from a really uncertain source there. Anyway, great effort. So she walked away with the bonus. Sorry, too old school here. Zone.
Don't worry, I still do it too.
Same, different name.
Names, numbers.
I got a bis number there. So the
Cameron.
The girl.
That's it.
Oh, Emily Shuttle.
Come on.
Emily Shuttle on 64. She's shuttling pretty well. Oh, she's got the left hand. Oh, straight. That's a flash. That's strong. So that's podium. Podium for sure. Killing it. She slayed that dragon. Now we're back on 70. Ramonyan, the man. Oh, dislocation of shoulder here, temporary. Bit of a thunder clean, micro pinch. He's got to shuffle his feet. Come on. Should shuffle. Oh, he's trying to go early for it. Oh, that's not a bad strategy. If you can maintain that super wide rolls iron cross move. Quick match, he stalled. Oh, that could have worked. Insane tension. Okay, Raman's I got a good feeling about that guy. He's got the name, he's got the vibe, and he's got the smile. My man. Do you know Raman? No, I don't know him. Do you think he's gonna do the problem?
I hope so. I hope he can do it. But he looks comfortable and he looks confident. So I think that he will get it.
Solid. Yeah, he's killing it. Slay that dragon. Oh yeah. That's like bloody high point for this, I think. Nice. Try to get a zoom on his face when he's facing you. Yeah. At a point. Okay, so I'm just MC now. All we got is 2 webcam going. And video one is on. So what I would do is do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just do what you think you gotta do. Yes.
The other mics for the other PA system to count down.
Huh?
Do we have one of the other mics for the other PA system to count down?
They don't work.
Okay.
Hang on.
Do the MCL first.
Welcoming Dr. Nick Folds back on the mic here, people. And we're just watching Cameron working through this final purple problem, really putting his all into it. I've got to give it up to Cameron. He's done so much work today. He's really spent everything he has on almost every block. I just am aching to see him succeed here on this problem. He's finding that zone hold now, moving well up beyond it. Good support from the crowd so far. 50 seconds remaining on the clock, so he's probably got this and maybe one more burn because of the nature of this problem. Oh, and he slips there and pops off. You got this, Cameron. You got this. The clock's ticking down though. 30 seconds. Can he get it done? 30 seconds is a tall order for such a complex, delicate problem. But he moves confidently through the first half, knowing that he's done these moves before. He's got that micro beater down in his head, shifting well, feeling comfortable on it now, where at the beginning he was having some awkward movements, difficulty just finding the sequence, but that's all just locked into his brain now. Years of practice there. Moving over onto this left toe, desperately trying to get some traction off that volume, but nothing left. And that's time.
Woo! And that is time. Thank you, guys. Sorry about the mic dying. So's my throat. And I'll hand you over to Susan. Sean. Sorry. I got a hat.
Sean is just talking about how she is going to get the accurate scores up onto online, as they have gone up in their cursory form now, and they will come in later with absolute solidity. So don't 100% count those scores that are up now to be guaranteed the finish, but they will come later. Check that out. Super cool. And here we are, just wrapping things up. The competitors have finally got a time to just have a deep breath, have a chill, let their arms get down, you know, rub some fizzy cream in there and make sure that they get that good stuff into their muscles, dial it all back. And that's pretty much it from us for the competition. Now we're probably going to go to a small period of things being a little bit quiet while we wrap up the scores, make sure that any period of complaints is dealt with, and allow some of the judges to have a quick crack. Let's have a quick look at Regan, Mr. Biceps over here, judge with an excellent climbing style, but he does love to use the power in his upper half. This problem is absolutely not what we would call his forte, but mind you, he's climbing in approach shoes, nice sticky rubber on those, but they are not the optimal tool for the job. Regan finding it tough to move past this mid section. He probably wishes he'd put some nice scent chalk on his hands or had a good pair of scarpers on his feet.
No shoes, no chalk.
I just commentate. Yeah. Online.
Hot. What's this?
A buff.
Oh, buff. Yeah. I like it.
This is Australia.
So come with me. Okay, we're gonna go live. Camera, video one. Just stay with us. Stay there. Go back. Okay, camera. Just film us straight.
No, I can't wear
I'll keep it. My hair's terrible.
It's alright. Okay, we're just negotiating who's going to wear the hat. That's in case you guys want to encourage sport climbing Australia in the Olympic bid. You can go on their online store. That's the official sport climbing hat. I got the shirt. I even got the strong you come in the Downy vest.
This beautiful wildfire buff here from Wildfire Sports.
Yeah, I got Wild Earth buff now, I think. Is that? Wildfire. Oh.
Buff of the other guys.
Also
helping us out here today.
Okay, so we got two good sponsors. What I'd like to do before we close the stream is first thanks everyone that were involved and not. And I'll probably, it's okay. We got someone who's a big fan of him. He wanted a picture on his iPhone.
You'd say, you'd.
So Nathan, big thank you for the camera. Amazing work. And then Nick has been a legend. He's not going to have voice tomorrow. That's MC's
Which will be awkward
problem.
seeing tomorrow as well.
So just drink lots of water tonight. And then James, you want to close this?
Yeah, I guess I got to say a huge thank you to Sport Climbing Australia for the competition and everything. And a massive thank you to Antoine from Radis, who I believe is now going to close it all down. It's been an amazing comp, and I think we've got a whole bunch of sponsors that need thanking. I think I might hand over to the MC. He's the man with the voice for this kind of thing. But let's let's see if I can remember most of them. No, I'm backing out. Next up.
He's backing out. All right, well, also, if any of you got any aches and niggles and you're in and around Australia, I'm an osteopath and move osteopathy. Come see me, I can sort you out. I love climbing, that's why I'm here doing this. And to support us today, we've got Pinnacle Sports, Scarpa, Physio Cream, Soa Beverages, Wildfire Sports, Scent, and Wild Earth. All of these brands are basically the glue that holds this stuff together. Without these sponsors, we genuinely wouldn't be able to put these competitions together. You know, the driving factor behind all of this obviously being Sport Climbing Australia and the gyms like Flow, James being one of the owners here. You know, this is what makes this stuff happen. It's what allows us to get people together for an Olympic bid. It's what allows us to promote grassroots climbing and develop this sport in this country, which hell no, we need to do that. There are so many blocks and routes out there still to be put together. You know, the psych is high on the scene here in Queensland. We got a lot of really cool people putting up new lines, sending old lines that are tough, established problems being linked up to other things. You know, there's a thriving system here. It just needs to keep on going, and without people like these sponsors, that can't happen. Pinnacle Sports, Wildfire Sports, Wild Earth providing us with the things that we need to do it, Scent as well. You know, this is just what we need.
It's so much more than that as well. It's down to the volunteers, like Nick volunteering to MC today, all the volunteers who have turned up for SCQ to judge and help and brush holds and all the other things that have happened. It's so much a community thing, and we're so grateful for that. So thank you very much for joining us, and we'll catch you soon.
And of course,
Oh yeah, and the climbers. So true.
Thank you, everyone. This is Antoine from Radis. We're gonna close the stream now. I'm just about to point my mate Graham. He's gonna cut it in a sec. So Graham, come over here for a sec, bro. My man, this is us.
This is us.
One-man show with two-man pony. So this is a wrap. This is Antoine from Radis, and don't forget, you